photo in front of a crowd. Yeah, it's
using Tinder over here, he's stealing all the English women.
Trying to steal them.
Getting some English groupies.
I'm only here for a day and a half, so it's...
Dude, you can get some groupies going in a day and a half.
Yeah, I guess so.
If you try really, really hard. Have we just filmed all that? Yes.
Yeah, mate.
Leave that in. Right. Hi guys, it's Matt Mills here for Antihero Magazine. Still the final day of Bloodstock. I think it might actually be our final interview for Antihero. So we're going to end out massively. We're here with Henry de Jong from the awesome Alien Weaponry. Welcome, man. It's so good to see you. You played the Sophie Lancaster stage earlier today. You packed out the tent pretty much. We were talking just before how you filled it up to probably just about the same degree as Suicidal Tendencies. So yeah, from your end, how was it? Was it a good set?
Yeah, I mean, it was an amazing set for me. Like, I played really well. The reaction from people was like absolutely awesome. Like, it's better than I could have ever expected. So yeah, I mean, for us that went amazingly, you know, and it's just awesome. And I mean, we had to cut a song at the end of there because, you know, we ran a little bit over time because of a couple of technical difficulties and stuff like that. But
when you're enjoying yourself that much, you're allowed to run over time a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, of course it's a festival, so you know you do get pretty strictly regimented, and you can't like ask the stage manager if you can do one more song.
They're running a tight ship over here. Yeah. And for those who don't know, the concept of Alien Weaponry is that you kind of fuse sort of Sepultura style thrash groove sort of metal with sort of Maori folk music, Polynesian sort of tribal music. So I wanted to ask, so as a concept, how long did that take to come together, and how long did it take you to finalise the Alien Weaponry sound?
Yeah, well, I mean, we started writing in Maori, I think it was about 3.5 years ago now. It was when we entered this competition called Pacifica Beats.
Right.
So it was, pretty much the deal with it is you had to incorporate your own culture into it, whether that be your language, instruments, or, you know, just like dancing and stuff like that. So we decided what we'd do is we'd write a metal song all in Maori and, you know, incorporate a bit of the traditional Maori instruments as well, which you hear on the album.
Yes, of course.
And like that, the reception for that song, which was actually Ruana Te Whenua, so it's actually the second track on the album, that was like it was amazing reception for that song. So from there we decided we would, you know, continue writing in Maori, and like that's kind of how we got to where we are today. So.
And when it came to writing that first song in the Maori language, did it feel natural instantly, or did you have to kind of get used to it a little bit?
It felt pretty natural for me and Lewis. Both of us actually grew up speaking Maori, so both of us went to Kura Kaupapa Māori, or probably an easy way to describe it would be a Māori school.
Right.
So yeah, you pretty much do all your schooling except you're speaking Māori and also learning about Māori history and stuff as well at the same time. So yeah, for me and Lewis it was a really natural thing. Ethan really, we had to kind of get him into that a little bit more, teach him how to pronounce it properly and all that stuff. But yeah, over the years he's gotten really good at, you know, not only pronouncing it, but he's also learning a bit of Māori as well. So we've got everyone speaking a little bit now, so which is real good.
I remember I first got sent the album to review a few weeks before it came out, and instantly I wanted to go out and I wanted to learn more sort of about this culture that it sort of had informed your sound so much. Was that the end goal, to kind of to make people go out and sort of want to learn about the Maori people and like their history of perhaps persecution and their culture as well?
Yeah, it's funny. I mean, like at the time there was no real goal as such,
right, okay.
But we definitely, you know, we love the way it's influencing people, especially back home in New Zealand, because you know, it is something that is, you know, a lot of people who are, you know, Māori speakers are struggling to keep people speaking Māori because there's a huge lack of interest.
Right.
And so I feel like the way we've done what we're doing has really kind of, I guess, stimulated that whole thing of wanting to learn Māori again. Like, we've had a few people come up to us and say, hey, look, your band has made me want to start learning Maori, which is an amazing thing because, you know, in New Zealand, like it's not only is it hard to learn Maori properly, but it's normally really boring.
Yeah.
So there's not many things that'll inspire your average person to want to learn Maori. And I don't know, it feels like we're maybe playing a little part in inspiring a few people to take it up and actually learn about themselves as well as New Zealand history and everything like that along the way as well.
And when I was listening to that album, which is called 2 by the way, and is out now. Yeah, listen to it. Go.
It's good. Trust me.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's all right.
Mate, now I'm gone.
When I was listening to that album, I got a lot of I don't mean this in a negative way. I got a lot of flashbacks to like sort of like Roots era Sepultura, and that you're mixing sort of this grooving metal with sort of tribal local music. Did you go to that album at all for inspiration when it came to making this record?
Yeah, that's a funny question. It's actually like before people started comparing us to Sepultura, which was like just a little bit before we released the album, so we'd actually pretty much done all the recording and like all the production and stuff on our tracks. But like before that, we weren't actually like really listening to Sepultura. Like we'd heard of Sepultura, but as far as our sound goes, it was not inspired at all by Sepultura. It was actually inspired by bands like Lamb of God and Trivium, and actually a bit of early Metallica for some of our older stuff. So yeah, it's kind of just funny how people are comparing us to Sepultura, and yet we've drawn no inspiration from their music, and actually we sound quite similar.
And obviously Alien Weaponry is a very young band. I know when you recorded the album, I don't know if you still are, but I know some of the members were teenagers when you were...
Yeah, I mean, I'm still 18.
Oh God, I'm an old man. Why do you do this to me?
And the other two are actually 16, so...
Oh my God. Right, that's it, I quit, I'm done.
Don't do that quite yet. I wouldn't recommend it.
So, and of course, at that age, there are people sort of your age that are just starting bands now. And that's a band at that age that has sort of already done quite well for yourself. You know, you've got an album, you've got a record deal, you're packing tents. Do you have any advice for people your age that are starting bands at the moment?
I mean, if I were to give a piece of advice for people who are starting bands or currently in a band, for me, I'd say write what you're passionate about. Don't try and write for other people, or don't go out there and try and write a song that your best mate's gonna like because your best mate likes this band, because you're gonna end up sounding like other bands. Like you're gonna. And really, if you want originality, you've got to find something that you're into and just fucking go for it, man. And we've also got 4 rules in the band, and the 4th one is particularly important, but I'll go through them.
Yeah, go for it.
So the first one is practice.
Yes.
Second one is write good songs.
Yes.
Third one, stick together.
Yep.
And the 4th one is don't be a dick.
Yes, that one is especially important.
Rule number 4, God damn, we see so many people breaking that rule, and I mean, like, we're guilty of breaking it ourselves sometimes, but you know, we try hard not to. So and I feel like that's helped a little bit.
Awesome stuff. That's a great note to end it on. Don't be a dick. That is how we're gonna finish off. Thank you so much for hanging out, man. It was a real joy chatting with you.
No worries.
Everyone go and buy 2. It will melt your fucking face off. Cheers.
It'll do more than that. It'll give you a good time. Bring you some good pleasure.
It will melt everything off. It will melt all of your skin off. And then it's so hot, it'll actually sear it back on again. And then you'll listen to it again and it'll melt it off again.
And then you just feel good in the pee-pee.
Yes. Listen to 2, it makes you feel good in the pee-pee.